how an AI search engine built for other developers makes $30,000 a month in recurring revenue. You'll be learning about the amazing journey of dev with 2 V's, how they validated the idea, how they scaled super quickly to hundreds of thousands of users, and how they differentiated themselves in a crowded market. So before we dive into the journey, let's take a look at the product. So I have dev loaded here on the right, and it's the next gen search engine for developers. So if I click on one of the prompts here, such as Python encrypt and decrypt file, it's going to give me the exact answer here along with the Python script that's going to demonstrate how to encrypt and decrypt the files. It also had a super fast response time, and this tool was really built because other popular chat tools such as ChatGPT can be really helpful, but they're often going to generate errors and have hallucinations. And so this was the problem that was set out to be solved by dev. And so the founder did an amazing thing before going out and building a product. Before writing a single line of code, they went and did 50 developer interviews. These were one-to-one Zoom interviews with developers from various backgrounds. And they really went and dug into the current challenges and solutions that they were using. And they really needed to understand deeply the needs and pain points of the target user. And throughout all these interviews, a common theme emerged. Developers were fed up with the inaccurate code snippets and explanations from generalist AI tools. And devs really wanted a reliable and focused alternative. Common problems were that other AI tools were generating code with outdated libraries, and they were generating unusable illusion code that really wasn't useful. To note, the founder of this product is also Jiawan Zhang. So armed with this key insight, they got to work in building dev. And the goal was to create an AI search engine that could provide trustworthy, error-free answers to coding questions while generating clean, functional code snippets. So under the hood, dev is powered by RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation, and large language models. This is all to ensure the most relevant and accurate results. They also built their own specialized search indexes, spanning development-related websites, official documentation, and open source repositories. To validate this idea quickly, they then challenged themselves with building and launching an MVP within 1 week. This goes back to that law where a project is going to take as long as the time you give it. So if you give it 2 weeks, it's going to take 2 weeks. If you give it 6 months, you're going to spend 6 months on it. And so giving that 1 week time frame really pushed the founder here to build quickly. The initial version was bare bones but functional, focusing solely on solving the core problem of unreliable AI code generation and answers. And so after shipping the MVP to a small group of friends and colleagues, the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Developers loved having an AI tool that they could actually trust for their day-to-day coding needs. And this really gave them the confidence to push forward. The next step was to differentiate dev from existing competitors in a very crowded market. They weren't the only generative search engine out there. Competitors such as Perplexity, U.com, and more had already established themselves in the market. These other tools also utilized Google or Bing search results for up-to-date information. But to make dev stand out, they believed they truly had to serve developers and they needed to go a step further. And to do so, they built a custom search index specifically tailored to development-related scenarios. And in addition to integrating Google search, they went and crawled and indexed a vast array of developer websites, official documentation, and open source repositories like GitHub. And this exclusive focus on developer resources allowed them to provide more relevant and accurate results for coding queries. So rather than relying on just general web results, dev could draw upon a rich knowledge base of programming specific information to answer questions accurately and provide code snippets. They also had 2 other key features provided with the product. The first one is called agent mode, and this is for complex queries, as dev is going to infer the user's intent and select from specialized agent types. So these agent types are going to be code generation, explanation, debugging, optimization, or web searches, and this is all to provide tailored solutions. Secondly, clean dev-focused UI. They really focused the design and interface to be clutter-free. They wanted it to be intuitive, allowing developers to focus on their work without distractions from the tool itself. And if we take a look at the tool, it is really very clean. We have our history on our left-hand side, and we have our main area to type in our queries or questions. So by combining the customer developer search index with these unique capabilities, they were able to carve out a compelling value proposition for Dev as the go-to search engine for developers. And this specialized approach really set them apart from more general purpose offerings. If you've gotten this far in the video, I'm sure you want to build your own micro SaaS, but first you're going to need an idea. And that's why I have you covered with sneaky micro SaaS ideas you can steal for free. There's a link for these free ideas in the description of this video. I also have a complete course on how to build your very own micro SaaS in just 90 days, even if you don't have any product ideas or any previous SaaS experience. It's going to be a step-by-step academy that's going to show you how to build, scale, and profit from your very own micro SaaS. There's also a link for this in the description below, so make sure you check that out. And gave users a reason to choose it over its competitors. So let's check out where they went from there. That was finding initial traction in China. So with an optimized MVP in hand, it was time to get Dev in front of a larger audience. And so what the founder did was share it with their existing Twitter following, and this consisted mainly of Chinese developers, or developers based in China. And this response exceeded their wildest expectations. Through word of mouth alone, Dev grew to over 500,000 users with just a few months. And developers across China were raving about the tool, and their user base was growing exponentially. And that is a crazy amount of users to hit very quickly. However, just as they were hitting their stride, disaster struck. Dev was suddenly blocked by the Great Firewall, cutting off access to all of their users in mainland China, and in an instance, their primary growth engine disappeared. And this was an absolutely devastating blow. But credit to the founder here, and they didn't give up. They knew they had built something of value, and they believed developers outside of China faced similar challenges. So they went back to the drawing board, adapting Dev for a global audience. So they started from scratch, rebuilding the user base one developer at a time, and slowly but surely they began to gain traction in other markets. And it wasn't until March 2023 that they decided to monetize their users. And they did so by launching a premium subscription plan for Dev, and in its first month alone it generated $28,000 in revenue, and the numbers have continued to grow in the months since. And so today Dev has been helping developers across the world write better code faster, and they're just getting started. That is an absolutely phenomenal journey here, and there are some key takeaways and insights that the founder wants to share with you. The first is to solve a real painful problem, as the most successful startups are those that address a genuine need for their target users. The second is to validate an idea quickly with an MVP. Don't get caught up in building the perfect product right away. Launch a bare bone versions to test your assumptions. Thirdly, differentiate your offering. In a crowded market, it's crucial to stand out through unique features and laser focus on your target audience. The second last tip is that word of mouth is powerful. If you build something that people love, they'll tell their friends about it. This is especially true in tight-knit communities like developers. Lastly, adversity is inevitable. No startup journey is without its challenges, and the key is to stay adaptable and keep pushing forward. And so this was an absolutely phenomenal journey shared by the founder here. And their parting advice is that by staying laser focused on solving that core problem and continually improving their product, they've been able to build something that resonates deeply with their users. And that's something that any founder can go and do. So a lot of adversity in this journey, but they've built a product that is beloved by many users. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it so much if you smash that like and subscribe button below. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers here, so any subscription would mean a lot. I also have tons of other videos on this channel covering many other SaaS success stories, and it's going to give you some amazing inspiration, so I encourage you to check those out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.